Wesker turns to the races at Canterbury on Friday night in what looks to be a nice race for him, a benchmark 78 over the 12.50. Feel he's back in good shape. He's been working up nicely for this. He's had two solid trials, nice and forward. He does generally improve off a first up run, and he can show better form over a little bit further, but I do feel he's in good shape and forward enough to be very effective first time out. Frankly Elegant showed great progression last campaign, particularly once we were able to get her out and trip. She's racing here first up over the 1,550 metres at Canterbury, a track that she's certainly been performed well at previously. It's a nice distance range for her first up. She's had the three nice trials to have her very forward for this run, so I expect her to be very competitive off what we've seen. Fly Boots racing first up off a long break, back in tremendous order, forced to carry the big weight here, but I think he's entitled to over the shorter distance. I think he can be effective with it. He was very sharp when winning first up last preparation. Do feel he's come back a lovely horse this time round. Think he's ready to show nice progression through his grades. So expecting a forward showing first time out. Gerringong looks to be a nice, exciting and progressive filly going off her most recent trial. She looked particularly sharp as she went through her gears. She's racing in a nice 3-year-old maiden handicap over the 1,100 metres. I do think the filly's got certainly plenty of potential going forward, plenty of class about her. So looking forward to seeing her step out. Not a bad buyer's returning to the races on Friday night at the Valley. It looks to be a nice race for him. Importantly, stepping out to the 2,000 metres, 2,040 metres, which is what he's needing at this point of the preparation. He was very brave winning first time out over the mile. Just raced that little bit one-paced and dour there second up. So out to this trip, utilising the claim, I think he can show nice improvement. Gold Revolver, I'm looking forward to seeing him back at the races. He can be very effective first time out for us. He's been a nice progressive sprinter throughout his career. He's looked particularly pleasing in his most recent jump outs. And I think he can run a very bold performance first time out. Venom was very unlucky last start at Canterbury. She's a filly that looks to have really retained her form nicely. And she's taken testing the Sydney form at Caulfield on Saturday in the Twilight Glow Stakes. Importantly, she gets to step out to the 1,400 metres, which is what she feels she's been looking for this preparation. She was in a strongly run race that suited her last start. She got back, held on, and didn't quite get the gaps when needed late, but she was very strong through the line, stepping up in grade. But I think she's certainly ready to take that next step. The conditions just didn't suit Serpentine last start, but I thought he stuck on very well. He looks to have taken nice improvement off the back of that. Looking forward to seeing him in the Zipping Classic. I think we can see a horse that's going to be more forward in the running, and I think sort of take bad luck out of the equation for him. Looks to be nice, fit and well, holding his form nicely. And if he can get the right run in the race, he can certainly be effective. Sold Choice is returning to the races in the Summit Stakes, a nice Group 3 for the mares over the 1,600 metres. She's stepping back from the 2,000 metre run where she just didn't quite have the necessary luck there. She was caught wide, only being second up there. Thought it was a good run considering. She will appreciate the drop back to the mile here and having that grounding. She can certainly run it out strongly. So United and Huyamel will race in the Festival Stakes over the 1,500 metres. Huyamel dropping back from a first up run, just tried to keep him nice and fresh, and I think a strongly run race here. He'll appreciate getting back to this distance where he can be effective. So United's racing first up. He's potentially going to show his best once he can get over further, which is traditionally what we've seen from him. Goldman, Townsend and Converge will all line up in the ATC Cup. Goldman's racing second up here, and he's looking to show some sharp improvement from his first up run where he finally gets to get over an ideal distance of the 2,000 metres. Townsend was very impressive last start at Newcastle, winning a strong handicap over the 1,800 metres. With the dominance that he showed, the 2,000 metres looks to be a nice natural progression for him. He looks to be a horse that's in good shape. Converge is looking to try and bounce back into a bit of form. He's coming on the back up out of the gong. Just got a bit too far out of his ground there. Worked home evenly. He may look like he's appreciating and looking for a step up in distance at this point in his career. Soldier of Rome was very honest and very brave at his last start at Rose Hill over the 1,800 metres. I think he can be very effective once again over that same distance. He's been racing consistently. He looks in good form and in good shape, so I expect him to run another bold race for us once again. Redbreast is a filly that had plenty of time for. I feel we haven't quite seen the best from her yet. Certainly been patient with her, and I think she's come back in tremendous order this preparation. So hoping to see a nice forward performance from her, one that we can see nice progression this campaign. She's ready to go. First up, she's had a good grounding, and I think she's in good shape. The playwright's in a very interesting race for the 2-year-olds, stepping out for the first time at Rose Hill on Saturday. She's a lovely style of filly that's done everything right in her 2 trials to date. Importantly, at a second most recent trial, she showed great natural progression and improvement, and I think we can see the same once again going into Saturday's race. She's a very honest filly, and it will certainly give a good sight. Thought Warstar was very good and very honest at his first time out this preparation. He should really appreciate getting out in distance to the 1,400 metres here on Saturday. And I think importantly, getting out to the bigger track of Kembla Grange, I think that'll no doubt suit his style of running much better. He's in good order. It looks in great shape. So with that natural improvement and seeing him under better conditions, I'd like to think he can go very close here on Saturday.